about to switch. Yeah, I'm about to switch.
It's DJ Target, and we are here at the Bass Music Movement, and I've been catching up with, well, I'm about to catch up with an artist who's burst onto the scene in the last couple of years after already, you know, doing your work as a writer and a producer for many acts. I'm here, Rednek.
Hey, boy.
What's going on, bro?
Yeah, good. Yeah, the ride up, it was good.
Yeah, the actual ride as well, because you came in on a motorbike, man.
Freeze.
Tell us a bit about your bike, first and foremost, man.
No, it's a David Harlison. It's a fake copy. yeah, it's a Suzuki. I'm hoping to get sponsorship now because of this, but it gets me by. It looks nice.
Exactly.
But it's cold. It's too cold for this
I
weather.
like the jacket as well, bro.
Thank you, mate.
I'm liking that a lot, man.
These are like the tour jackets.
You could literally like come straight off the bike, go straight on stage with that jacket.
That's exactly what I do.
Sick.
Yeah.
So I think we should go back in time for anyone who's watching this who may not know as much about yourself than others.
Okay.
Tell us a bit about, you know, your early influences. I know you've got an interesting background. You grew up in Hackney, raised partly by a Jamaican family.
Yeah, I was. Yeah. So I mean, I took in a lot of culture, a lot of the food, the music, and yeah, it was just great fun, you know, and it was really natural for me. And but where I used to do a lot of voiceovers for radio and everything like that, and I know you work for a radio station, so
A radio station.
Yeah. So can I mention that?
Of course you can mention it.
BBC Radio 1.
Sick.
Yes, very sick.
I can hear it in your voice. You've got a very strong, distinctive.
Yeah, well, I think I don't know. I used to love doing accents and stuff like that. So I keep looking over there at him and her, and I've got all my fans there.
Yeah, no,
fans
there's
there.
a massive
they're all
audience
waiting,
behind the
waiting.
camera that you can't see.
Be quiet, guys. So no. I mean, it's a wing of fun. Started out, and then in school, I obviously developed this more higher level of music, and surrounded by prodigy and it was just great. I mean, it was a great day and age because there was no kind of sub-genres.
Yeah, everything was kind of just all mixed up together.
Yeah, it was. And you had this whole sort of evolution of the whole old school into drum and bass, into the jungle, and then the raggabull, and it was just like, yeah, this is great. And then it all just like switch up, and then garage coming. So in school, I used to nick the keys, and I don't suggest anybody.
He returned them as well. I
returned them because I knew I'd to nick them again, so I need to know where they were. But I just put all my time and effort into playing piano. And they didn't have a recording studio. It was over in Cannon Palmer School, over in Seven Kings. They didn't have. They just had odds and sods. It was in black and white. It was Cubase.
Wow.
Old school.
Wow.
So I'm feeling old just saying, mate.
For anyone out there watching this who's got the full brand new kind of Logic setup with all the plugins. You started on a pretty basic setup.
Yeah, no, it was very basic. Very basic. I mean, we didn't know about metronomes or anything like that.
But you made it work. You got off the
We
ground
had to
with
make it work. Yeah, we had to make it work because we wanted to make music. We wanted to play to, with our Walkmans and our super bass selection on our Walkmans and stuff like that.
I remember that.
Yeah.
You flicked that switch.
You flicked
wow,
that
things turned up a notch.
Yeah, if you didn't have that switch on, that was it. Game over.
No bass.
No friends. No bass. But yeah, we moved on. So yeah, now coming up to sort of like this day and age, and I saw an opening field. I used to do a lot of recording before that, pre-stuff. Done a few little bits and bobs with Tiny just before he got signed off. And then there's sort of like the whole camp that was around that, which was really, really nice. Just prior to that, I was working for Pete Walkman in the Pete Walkman old hit factory.
Wow!
So we used to do all the pop idols and rivals and stuff like that, and that was a really big eye opener. So I've kind of
having that kind of that balance and that difference in working environments, working in that huge pop environment with the likes of Pete Waterman, and then doing your underground stuff.
Yeah.
Do you think having both sides of that has really helped you as an artist today?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have to be open-minded with everything. You can't just say, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do that forever.
Yeah.
It doesn't last.
Yeah.
Prime example, what I'm doing now, things twist and change and whatnot, and you have to adapt with the
you
times.
You have to be able to evolve and to keep reinventing yourself and keep yourself relevant, I guess.
Absolutely, yeah. So yeah, I've got all that sort of side, backing me up, and then I just thought to myself, what I was getting sick of was... It's all great for artists to sort of go off and they get signed and everything like that. Once they get signed, they get taken over, and you're not a part of it anymore, and it's unfortunate. So I wanted to become my own artist. Now,
do it on your terms.
Absolutely.
You know, when you were ready, make the music that you wanted to make. You didn't want, you know, some A&R coming in and saying, right, we love what you did previously, but right now we're going to switch it up and you're going to do that really uncomfortable pop tune that you don't like.
Of course. I mean, but to be my own artist as well meant that I can just achieve what I need to do. So what I did, I found that there was a loophole. There was something missing within the D word scene. I'm not even going to say it. The D word scene.
We'll whisper it.
We're not allowed to dubstep. So the D word. I moved into that scene and I realised, you know, there wasn't anyone doing live vocals or anything like that. And so what I did, I'd done a video. I called it "I'm Not Skrillex" because everyone was talking about Skrillex at the time, and everyone was saying, "Oh yeah, you're brilliant, but you're not like Skrillex." So I thought, well,
I'll run with that. I'll run with that and say, "Yeah, I'm not Skrillex."
Yeah, so let's do that. Made the production sound nothing like Skrillex, so people can talk and go, "This is rubbish," you know. So it's causing talk. It was a big marketing plot on my side of things. I was just a one-man soldier, no help. Done the video, and in the video I constructed a way of how I become an artist within 1 month.
I was going to actually ask you about that because that video got a lot of love and attention and a lot of views as well. And that whole concept behind, you know, kind of putting out the guidelines of how to become an artist in 1 month.
Yeah.
What made you want to sit down and to, you know, to pass on that knowledge, or was that kind of what you felt you had done?
I felt, you know, that it was a true story. Although the video was only shot in 4 hours, we made it look like it was a scope over a month. Yeah.
Wow, and written and directed by yourself.
Yeah. All my videos are really sort of like written and directed, the ones that you see me in anyway. But yeah, no, it's just good fun. I mean, and the fans, I love the fans to bits. I just can't wait to keep on giving and keep on giving, you know. I
think we should maybe touch on the D word just a little bit, and you know what's happened with that. This whole kind of the dubstep scene. We'll say it. The dubstep scene was huge. It was getting ready to just explode and be worldwide, and then it seems like all of a sudden people started spawning off into different sub directions, and all of a sudden the dubstep word, like,
it's almost like it's all a conspiracy. I mean, this is the thing. I mean, it's. You know, how can something that sounds so amazing, and you know, the likes of Nero and Skrillex and this, that, and the other, you know, it's just an epic sound, and there's so much more you can do with it, and I just think it's been shut down. It just got shut down. And I think, you know, for these type of artists, which means the clubs can't book these artists, so it's starving. It's crowd control.
Do you feel like the whole bass music scene is in a better place now that, you know, we've kind of learned to just fuse things together and not worry too much about naming it or having to name it, because you know you're having drum and bass fusions with dubstep, with, you know, electronic music of all types, from house to garage.
Absolutely.
We've got this big umbrella now we call EDM as well, which is being used all around the world and stuff. So
EDM, thank God for that name. Electronic dance music, it's amazing.
It feels like, you know, everyone's kind of just knocked down all those barriers and they're like, we just make music with bass, music that people love to dance to, music that people love to enjoy.
But we have to as well as artists. We have to cover our back, because, you know, we can't just keep on changing every 6 months. When someone says stop, we can't go, hang on a minute, we've got thousands of fans that don't want us to stop. Why should we stop? But we kind of have to run with it, you know, unfortunately, or you're gonna just wrinkle up and die.
Nobody wants that,
and I'm not going nowhere. So yeah, I'm gonna be moving on with my music. There will still be influences, but it'll be influences, just how it's influenced the EDM scene. Okay, so, you know, I'm not gonna say I'm doing trap, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I'm not. But what I am gonna try and do is to come up with something fresh and new. So instead of trying to fit into a barrel, I'm just going to try and make my own barrel and fill it up with as much as possible. Yeah, it's difficult. Yeah, I've been scratching my head. Yeah, it's like trying to make my next novel, screwing up paper, putting it in the bin, you know. But I'll find it.
That's you know, this is a very important part of our scene, man. People who are looking to be innovative and to push things forward and keep things moving. So, you know, those head scratching moments, they lead to moments of genius. So
they really do. They really do. And in this time of need, what I'm actually doing, instead of actually, you know, what I like to do is work around barriers. If there's a problem, work around it, get around it. My own barrier, I'm getting around it by going, I do some work in Stratford, the Newham College, and I teach. and I teach all. I like to call it the what's the word? I'm trying to think of the word. It's not beginners. It's not. It's the essentials. It's the essentials that you need for production.
To be able to sit down in the studio and be able to leave there with something on a MP3 stick or whatever it is.
Absolutely. And what these courses don't teach you are all of these secrets. And the Newham College that they've given out, like a free 12-week course, and I've made myself a part of that. And there are other industry standard people teaching. So they're not just teachers;
Amazing.
they're people.
Sounds like something. It should be something that people should be getting involved in.
It really
as well.
is. It really is. If you want to get down there, please just contact the Newham College, and they'll sort everything out. But yeah, it gives me that little bit of time.
Speaking of the word time, I was just going to ask you, how are you finding time to, juggle the teaching stuff, to juggle the production, writing and directing videos, touring, doing shows? How do you, mixing that all up with your own personal life as well, which I'm sure takes up time. So how do you juggle it all?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm married with 3 beautiful boys. I'm not married to 3 beautiful boys, but I'm just saying I'm married.
That would be strange.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, it does. It's wear and tear. It really does. I mean, it'd be great for somebody to come over and say, "Here's a big check." Yeah. Crack on.
Not always as simple as that, though.
It's never as simple as that, and it never will be as simple as that.
I don't think we want it to be as simple as that.
Do you know what? If it was as simple as that, I think we would all just turn into absolute. I'm going to say. I'm going to bleep it out myself. Yeah.
The after bleep, we call that.
Yeah, the after bleep. So yeah, I'm happy at the moment because I feel challenged.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm challenged.
Yeah. There's nothing like having I'm one of those people as well. If I feel unchallenged for any amount of time, I'm looking around for the next thing to do, the next challenge. It's got to be done, man.
Have to.
Now, not only do you have a number of fans out there, a lot of fans out there. You're working alongside some big companies as well, man.
Yeah, I've just got a sponsorship from Jägermeister, which, funny enough, it is an alcoholic drink, but it did start off as a cough medicine.
It actually did.
Yeah, mate.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a family-run organisation.
That is some history that I definitely didn't know about.
Yeah, and they're very, very, very anal when it comes to their ingredients. There's other people that do.
Do you know the secret ingredients?
I do know the secret ingredients. Yeah.
But if you were to tell me,
but no one can use that ingredient no more, unfortunately.
Amazing.
So yeah, they're using a bit of trap now and sticking a bit of drum and bass in there.
Incredible stuff, man.
And that's that. But yeah, no. So we've actually I could move on to Rebo, which is really interesting.
I was actually going to ask you about that because that's yourself and a few other artists.
It's a collaboration,
kind of under the same umbrella.
Yeah, with Eddie Temple Morris. You've got Beau Pierre, who used to be.
I know Beau Pierre. Yeah, she's formerly Lady Fury.
Yeah, and there's also the drummer from Skindred.
Skindred, I'm fully aware as well. In fact, I just got sent a brand new Skindred track.
Right.
Remixed by my bro Zed Bias, which I'm loving.
Yeah, and I've just done the other remix.
Incredible.
Of it, which will be coming out in February.
We'll have to look out for that.
Yeah.
Look out for that.
Yeah, it's up online now with some of the sort of India and Japan footage of Skindred live. So they've put that up as the backing music, so you can get like a little sneaky peek in there if you want to have a check. But yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good. So some nice collaborations happening for February. As well as the remix work, and maybe a talks of a new album, which is going to be called Guitars and Cigars.
That's an interesting concept because we were speaking about this a little earlier. Break down the concept of guitars and cigars for the people watching.
Well, the concept is I want it. I want to keep it the guitar references because I want it a little bit more rockier. The cigar references because I want a little bit of fire. But I want people to chill out as well.
Yeah.
So there will be some chill out material on there. There'll be some weird and some wonderful stuff, and some stuff that not necessarily a DJ would just smash at a dance.
Yeah.
Not necessarily I would smash in a dance, but I do want people to play on their iPods, on the bus when they go to work.
There are a lot of different environments and moods.
Yeah.
In which people listen to music, and it's not always that you need the hands in the air, jump up and down
Absolutely,
tune. Sometimes you want to sit down and reflect, or something a bit more emotive. So I think
this is
bringing out an album with this conceptual that kind of shows all the different sides of you as an artist.
Yeah,
that can only be a good thing.
Yeah, totally. I think the only thing that upsets me, and it's because when I do a song, instead of someone listening to the song or anything, they say, "But where's the drop? Where's the drop?
The people still say, "Oh, where's the drop?"
Where's the drop? There is no drop. It's a song.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's a song. That's it. Done. You know, as my man said in the other interview about Bob Marley and Stevie Wonder, there was never a drop. There was never a drop.
Exactly.
But they are legendary.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and I was brought up on all that stuff as well, and I know I'm going to have a little cheeky talk with him later. I know he's still over there. You're not in that jacuzzi yet, no, bro?
Big shout out to David Boomer in the building.
Yeah, man, I'm off to India with you.
So 2014, it's looking like, you know, from what you have planned, what you have lined up and set up, it's looking like it's going to be another year of juggling lots of work for Rednek.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot, but it's going to be tours, it's going to be States tours. I'm going to try and move out to Southeast Asia as well, a lot more Europe. It'd be nice to get a bit of London. Would be nice, because I never really get a chance to do it. So yeah.
It's sounding busy, and you just literally just touched on a few things there, which I'm sure, you know, as the music's released, as you get more into 2014, it's going to be...
You're going to get more vocals from me on this album as well.
Okay, more vocals on this one.
Yeah. So there's going to be a lot more of the ragga stuff, a lot more of that kind of rocky kind of appeal as well. Yeah. So I kind of switch and change up my voice every now and again just to suit the material. Because I've never classed myself as a singer. I'm more of a mimic. I can mimic and I can just do impressions and stuff like that. So I kind of bring that out in my music. And as I said once again, it's just all fun. If it works, it works. If it don't, it don't, Target. You know
exactly. You can screw that up and throw that in the bin.
Absolutely. Try again.
It's been great catching up with you, bro, man. The bass music movement, you know, we're here supporting. We're going to be looking out for all your stuff in 2014. You guys should do the same. This is Rednek.
Please get online, get on Twitter, get on me. I love you. Nice to meet you, bro.
And you, bro.
Oh, dear.
Sweet.
Thanks, mate.